Good morning. Just see if anyone pops on. I'm sorry I'm a bit later than I was meant to be. Hope you're all okay. Just tag those of you quickly and we'll get started. I can't believe we're on the last one of these already. This week's gone so fast. We are already at Friday. How did that happen? So the last one today, we're hopefully going to tie in a lot of what we've talked about together to help you grow your business. Today is about growing your business. Hi. Hello, hello. It's got really dark, haven't I? Where's the... Here we go. Hi. Just give it a second. So today we are going to talk about growing your business moving forward. So all of the elements that we've talked about, all of the fundamental parts of this Scentsy business that we've talked about all week, we're going to pull together. We're going to focus on growing your business, okay? So taking it up a level if that's what you're wanting to do. So if you just want to carry on as you are, that's absolutely fine. But obviously this is aimed at people who want to really grow their businesses, really work their way to making a really good income from it, make their way up the compensation plan and promote. Some of you will want to be right at the top, and any one of you can be right at the top. Any one of you can be a director, star director, superstar director. So any one of you can do that if you want to. And this is about making sure you pull all of these different elements together and use them to help you grow your business. Growth is going to be a continuous thing. It doesn't ever stop. Even at superstar director, that growth never stops. You need to keep growing. You need to keep building your team, building your customer base, and ensuring you keep getting that constant income coming in, okay? So there are different ways you can grow your business, and I'm probably not even going to cover them all in this, but these are just some things that I feel are important and we've trained about before, and there are different trainings I'll reference to. I'm not going to cover anything that's already been done, but just highlight certain things that perhaps you can go back and revisit, but also to help either be a refresher to you about things you've perhaps forgotten about and not done in a while, or give you different things to think about that you've not tried yet. But always remember that it's important when you look at doing new things, it's important to make sure you are quite strong with yourself about stepping outside of that comfort zone a little bit, because growth doesn't happen if you stay comfortable. You will just go nowhere. You'll just stay as you are. Growth happens when you continually step out of your comfort zone, even if it's just a little bit at a time, so that you can grow your business. And we say this to you because we've all done it. All of the leaders that you can see within Scentsy, whether it be through people on YouTube, through people within our wider team group, you know, there are so many incredible leaders, but they've all got to where they are because they continually step outside their comfort zone and they continually assess their business in all of these different areas to make sure that they are doing everything they should be doing. You'll quite often hear on trainers as being referred to as doing all the things. It's quite an Americanism, that one, doing all the things, okay? So, a lot of you will be using social media already, which is great. Social media is a really powerful tool for helping to build relationships with people you've perhaps not spoken to in a long time. It's a really good tool for trying to reach new people, reach new audiences, have friends refer people into you. It's an amazing business tool. But you can't only use a Facebook group, okay, for growth. You have to do other things. So there could be, if you haven't got one already, you could consider having a Facebook page. I'm kind of up and down with my Facebook page. I need to kind of make sure I get into the habit of using it more. But your page is different to your group. So in your group, your posts are going to be very geared at the people that are already in there, the audience. There are perhaps lots of customers in there, people that aren't perhaps customers but are always watching. Your posts are going to be very geared towards them knowing about Scentsy already because they've been a member of your group. A Facebook page is very different. So it's more open, it's public, you can reach new people. So my Facebook page I don't often use as much as I should. But over the last couple of months, I've continually had new people like it every day. So it's obviously suggested somewhere. So my audience in there has grown without me even doing anything. So I need to be putting posts in there to make sure those people are seeing things firstly. But also with a page, you can, if you want to, you can pay to advertise. So you can boost a post, you can target your audience and that kind of thing, to really kind of reach different audiences. But also if somebody likes an image that you've put up, you can go into those likes and invite them to join your page as well. So it can be a really, really good tool, but you use it differently because you're speaking to people you don't necessarily know. Stacey Wigney, who is in our upline, quite high up in our upline, She talked about to me once when we were on a trip, she talked to me about how she uses her group and her page very differently. And her group is, for basically what I've said, geared at those people that know about Scentsy and all that kind of thing. But she uses her page to show a bit more of her lifestyle. So she gets to show some Scentsy off, but she also shows how Scentsy fits into her life. So she thinks about her attraction marketing a lot using her page. So she might do things like show off some mail that she's got some special mail to post to my customers. Well, I've got 10 minutes before the school run, I'm going to go and pop to the post office. Love how it fits in with my life. You know, it's about that attraction marketing and how you can use that to your advantage, okay? But you've also got Instagram, and you can actually link your Instagram to your Facebook. I've got mine linked to my Facebook page. So if I post on Instagram, it will go on my page as well, which is really helpful. You've also got things like the WhatsApp broadcast list, which has been an absolute game changer for me. So we all know Facebook doesn't like to show everybody your post. You need to have quite an interactive group for more people to see it. And that's getting harder at the moment while people are enjoying their freedom again well, it's not post-pandemic, but as things start to open up again, we're finding that people are spending less time on Facebook and more time out doing things. So my WhatsApp broadcast during this whole period has been where I've got most of my sales from, really. So all of my new customers get ads if they want to be added to it. I just tell them that I make sure they know that it's not a group, that only ever hear from me, and I just use it to let them know about order dates, new releases, and if I'm doing an offer, that kind of thing. So a lot of my sales, I would say 90% of my sales come from there at least. So it has been a real game changer for me. But your WhatsApp broadcast list is a great tool because you can only do things like offers on a one-to-one basis. You're writing one message to everybody, but it goes out as individual messages, and any conversation that follows remains as a one-to-one. So it's really, really good. So if you haven't got that already, definitely consider it. But away from social media, you have to get out there and talk to people. You cannot rely on social media to be the one tool that works your business, okay? You have to get out there and speak to people. That's going to become easier now things are lifting, but there'll be a lot of you that have joined during this pandemic and that hasn't even been possible. So when I joined, and even still now, I will talk Scentsy at the school gates. There's loads of people there that are my customers. There's some that are. They'll join in with the conversations. It'll get them interested. They'll want to find out more. I can give them a sample pack. You know, I will have those conversations. I'll sometimes take samples to there's a few mums that I kind of stand and chat to, and that people will see me giving samples out and they're like, oh, I'm interested in that. What's that about? You know, make sure you are talking to people. You don't have to be boring people with like, do you know what I did today, this and that. Just let it naturally come up and be authentic. Okay, be authentic and genuine, but always give more than you take. But people will listen in on those conversations. And I've had quite a few customers join me through that, or they've heard those conversations, and then when I've put a stall up at the school fair, they've come over to find out a bit more. You know, it's always about planting those seeds with people. Brand yourself. So at those school gates, wear a Scentsy t-shirt, put your Scentsy branding on your t-shirt. You can get those from a couple of licensed vendors. Today I had my Scentsy umbrella. You know, people are seeing Scentsy on me. They're going to associate Scentsy with me, okay? You can always approach people where it feels right in other places as well. And some of you are going to go, this. And it just takes a lot of courage to do it. But how many of you have stood in a supermarket or even Primark? I've stood next to people in Primark looking at the candles and stuff. And I know real horror stories from my customers with those candles. They're really not safe. You know, when they're talking about candles and what they might want to buy and what kind of smells they like, you know, you could go up and say, did you know there's a safer version? Did you know I've got something in my bag? Do you want it? Go find out about it. You know, you can talk to them, strike up a conversation. Have stuff on you. Don't be Scentsy naked. Go out with some Scentsy packs on you, whether it's, you know, it's hard when it's hot because I like to try and keep a few bits in my car, but in the summer that's harder to do because obviously the wax samples will just melt. But try and go out with a few bits in your bag so you've got stuff ready to give out if people strike up the conversation. You could be walking around town with your Scentsy t-shirt on and people get interested and ask you what it's all about. Have something ready to give to them. So really, really be open to having those conversations with people, stepping outside of that comfort zone, and you never know where it might take you. It could be a new customer, it could be a new recruit. You just never know, okay? But the important thing is to continually to build relationships. You have to build relationships all the time. So you can't just say to people, oh, I'm selling Scentsy, do you want to buy anything? It doesn't work like that. People need to see you. They need to see what you're about in terms of your personal branding is what I'm trying to get at. So there's loads of us that sell Scentsy, but what do people get to know about me? Well, people know that I'm mad about Disney. okay? And I freak out whenever there's a Disney announcement come out. So we've got something new Disney. People know that I love my hot chocolate velvetizer thing. You know, people know a good few things about me, that I've got 2 girls, my girls feature in a lot of stuff. You know, they know bits about me. And when people get to know you, they start to trust you. They get to know you, they trust you. And at that point, they'll consider buying from you. But unless they trust you and they know you first, they're not interested. They need to know all of this other stuff first. So some of your personal bits will feed into your business. You don't have to give everything away, but they do need to know who you are and who you are as a person. And when people see somebody freaking out and if they're just scrolling about Disney, they're going to know it's me and they're going to stop and have a look, see what it's about. Okay? They're soon going to know that my girls are obsessed with Harry Potter. And when that Harry Potter stuff comes out, I'm telling you, my girls are going to be on it. Okay? So they will soon know that I've got 2 Harry Potter freaks in the house. So it's about people knowing who you are and how you tick. Okay? So that will feed into also the building relationships part. So, you know, you can be if you're sat scrolling Facebook, you can be commenting on people's posts and being friendly. Don't talk Scentsy, but be friendly. You know, make a comment about how amazing somebody looks in their new outfit that they bought, or how lovely their holiday looked last week at the beach. You know, to just make conversation, just drop nice comments on. And it will remind people that you're there and that you care and that you're interested in them. And in turn, that will come back, okay? So, but you have to be genuine. It can't be fake. It does have to be genuine. I'm going to talk you through this actually, because it will link in to some of the rest of it. So I'll come back to this in a minute. So you need to use your personal media, like I've said, in those ways, but also you need to think about your attraction marketing as well. So you need to be showing off how Scentsy fits into your life. You need to be showing off how it's improving your life, what it's doing for you, what has it done for you as a person. I have seen so many of you in this team come into this business thinking that you would never make anything of yourself, okay? You have 0 self-confidence. Some of you who, like me, just became mummy, which is amazing, but I was just mummy, I was never Debbie anymore. And it gave me some of myself back. I was able to go out and talk to people. It was something that was just for me. I've seen those of you with 0 confidence realise how amazing you actually are, and that have belief in yourself that you can do this. You can run this business. You can get out there talking to people and boost your own confidence, and have leaders, your sponsors, me, will continually tell you how amazing you are until you start believing it and you can see that you are. You know, it does amazing things for amazing people and for every single person. You need to be showing that off. You need to be saying things like, oh my God, I never thought I could do this, but look at me now. I've been running my business for 6 months. It's given me an extra bit of income. We've been able to book a holiday. You know, just show people what it is. But just remember that if you do things like that, you have to put the income disclosure statement on. There is training on attraction marketing in our Grow Your Business and Beyond training, which I was going to also suggest. So even if you've done it before, go back to the Grow Your Business and Beyond training that Natalie and I did. It's in Crystal Gems. It's on my YouTube. Go through that in order. And work your way through that. And Tam did for us an incredible attraction marketing video within there. That one isn't on my YouTube, but there is a link to it, I think, in the first session, and it's on her YouTube as well. But it is absolutely incredible. It is in Crystal Gems though. So the other element that you need to really look at is self-development. You cannot grow, you cannot feel confident about stepping out of your comfort zone unless you put time into self-development. Develop yourself and develop your business, okay? People are too quick to push it to the side and think they don't need it, but you really do, and you need to be open to it. You need to be coachable. You need to be open to training and open to realising that there might be something in it for you, okay? And you'll get different things from different training and different trainers. You know, we all kind of take different things from different people. There are people that I can get a lot of things from. There are people that I really just can't listen to. But similarly, there'll be the other people that love that person and get loads from it. We're all different. You need to identify the things that are going to work for you. There are so many books available, and you will see things like that all the time. And I'm actually going to post a suggested list that I picked up from somewhere. I'll post that in the group in a bit later. But this is just a few of mine. I've got loads more, but I haven't read them all yet, but I am working my way through. So I'm always buying new ones. So this is what I'm reading at the moment. Go Wash Your Face. That's really, really good in terms of life lessons and being nice to yourself. This one's quite a short one, but quite good. Rock Your Network Marketing Business. So if you're new to self-development books and you're not sure if you're going to get on with them, maybe start with this one, because it's not very long. It's about 100 pages. But it's really easy. I find them all really easy reading. I think that's the other thing. If we've never done it before, we think it's going to be really hard, like textbook stuff, and it's not. It's generally people's perceptions and people's experience on their businesses and how to work them. So these ones are referenced in another session. So it's about not being afraid of hearing the word no and being rejection proof, because it's not a personal thing. It's perhaps just not the right time for somebody. Mary Christensen has got loads more books. She's got a few more books than this, but her books are brilliant. She used to be part of Scentsy as well, so she gets it. She's done other direct selling. I've read this one recently, which is incredible. I've got these to read, and she's done some more as well, as I say. So, no, I haven't read that one. I've read this one. I've got these two to read. But she's really good. I found her books really good to read. This is my favourite book ever so far, Atomic Habits. This will change your life. This Grow Your Business and Beyond training was all about habits and how you can instill certain changes into your business to make them into habits, which will then become systems that will continue to help your business grow. This book is incredible. It will have you hooked from the first page. Definitely highly recommend this one if you haven't read that already. This was my first book I read. I got this from a training that Tam did a couple of years ago. Really good, really good book. So that's definitely worth a go. For those of you, hopefully lots of you have seen it, but in the Inspiration Station, Noor Hubert came and did a training, and loads of people follow her now. Loads of people have joined her academy and things like that. This is a really good book in terms of where she's come from and how to manifest your dreams. So that's good. This one's been raved about, but I haven't read it yet. The Compound Effect. Loads of people rave about this one. Tam's recently been raving about this one, which arrived for me yesterday, so I've got that to add to my pile. So I'm always wanting to read, and it's great to kind of have, for me, reading has always been that thing that I do in a quiet space for myself. So I'm not somebody who would go to bed and necessarily read 10 minutes before I go to sleep. I like to get lost in a book. I like to be able to sit for an hour and just really just have peace and quiet and concentrate on it. So while things have gone a bit quieter, I'm spending more time doing that. So while the kids are at school, I've got that quiet time, and I can take that, and it's an hour for me to sit and do nothing, which is something I never do. I'm not doing nothing, I'm reading, but I'm not chasing around like a crazy woman either. But there are loads more. I've got some more on my shelf up there. But I will post a list, as I say. And I know Tam yesterday started an album for her recommended reads as well in Team Diamond Spirits. That's worth checking out. But I think quite a few of those are in there. So in terms of the Grow Your Business and Beyond training, we use this sheet, which I highly recommend. It will help with your habits, and it will help you make sure you're being consistent with the things you're doing for growth over your business, okay? So it's called a 5x5 system. So you do 5 tasks, 5 days of the week. If you want to do 7, that's up to you. But it's about being consistent and making sure you've got some real scheduled work time in there. So one of the columns is to choose a product each day to review on your social media. Use your different medias each day, but it kind of helps you can actually keep track when you write them down. So today I've reviewed a warmer, the next day I've reviewed a wax, and the next day I was going to do a warmer, but actually I've already done that. So actually, how about I maybe review a diffuser? It makes you kind of think about being quite broad in those reviews and really focusing on lots of the different products that we've got. So we're all guilty of focusing on the same things all the time. We've got a follow-up column in here, so follow up with at least one person per day, so you can note down who you followed up with. So it makes sure you are being consistent in your follow-up and you are applying time to it every day. Relationship building, so I've talked about that already, making sure you're going through your social media perhaps, or dropping people a message, just really focus on that building relationship. In here it says comment on 5 people's social media posts a day. I did a course before a while ago that had a 5x5 system, which was adapted for this. Different things work for different people, don't they? But we had to use the same 5 people every day to go and comment on to build that relationship, and that's okay. But I didn't feel like I was being very genuine, and I was just spending time searching to see if they put a post on each day, that kind of thing. So actually I think it's just, for me, it makes more sense to have that broad approach to relationship building and just be kind and authentic and generous with your comments across your range of friends on Facebook, so it's just about trying to apply that to everybody rather than a select few. On here we've got something called social buddies. So this is another thing you can think about in terms of growing your business. So a social buddy is somebody that you could perhaps ask to be a social buddy for a week perhaps, and it's generally going to be somebody that's quite good at sort of perhaps putting posts in your group already, or somebody that's quite good on social media, and asking them to be your social buddy. And if you give them posts, they can write their own post, but you can give them post to post each day on their social media on your behalf and tag you. So it might be that one day you do a post, that you give them a post about warmers and how amazing they are and the scent they give off. It could be another day that you do a focus on recruitment, or it could be, you know, there is some training on that in the Grow Your Business and Beyond course. I don't want to go into it in too much detail, but that can really help you. If they're doing posts 7 times, you know, every day for a week or for 10 days, you can give them a thank you after, like a gift as a thank you. You can also perhaps approach them to see if they want to join your team, because they've been amazing at it. But it also widens your scope to new people, because it will generate interest from other people that aren't on your own friends list. Okay, so that's something else you can do. And we've got here 10 minutes of personal development a day. Like I said, I don't necessarily, I mean, we'll watch videos as well on YouTube, but like if I'm reading, I like to do a bulk. So yes, I didn't get a chance to read, but the day before I read for like an hour and a half. So I can spread that out if I need to on there. But it's just to give you the chance to make it a habit in your life and your business, because it is such a huge deal. Just to finish off on self-development, you know, there, as well as reading, there are people on videos on YouTube. So there's always going to be training in your team groups. There's loads always in Team Diamond Spirit. There's loads in our guides in Crystal Gems. There's, you know, I've put most of my stuff is going on my YouTube as well, but there are loads of other people, other leaders, other incredible people that have YouTube channels that you could subscribe to. You will pick your own favourites. Some of my personal favourites are Jennifer Anderson. She is amazing. I'm just going to go on mine so I don't forget any. I've got my YouTube here. Let me have a look. So I've got Tam, obviously. I've got Melissa Gratz, Stacey Barringer, Jennifer Anderson, Gemma Webb's got one. There's Chloe Cox on there. She's the OG Boss Babes. Laura Godwin. We've got Lisa Allwoods on there, so she's done a lot of training for us as well. Anna Hughes, Chelsea Otto, Rachel Pence. There's so many. And if you search through and you find those people that you really connect with and you can really feel inspired by the stuff they're saying, they're the people that you need to follow. Yeah, it's an amazing tool. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll see when you log into YouTube, you'll see some of their new stuff come up straight away, or it sits in your panel down the left. On my laptop, they're all in the panel down the left, so I can just click on that person and see what new stuff they've done. But there's some brilliant stuff on there. There really is. And there's so much, so it's an amazing resource to have. But a lot of the trainings, there has been some amazing trainings in Team Diamond Spirit, like I say, but a lot of them are in evenings. And I know some of you don't necessarily like giving up your evenings, but to really build a business, there will be some sacrifices you need to make. And to turn up to training when it's on, you might think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow you never quite get around to it. You've really got to focus and put time and effort and a little bit of sacrifice into your business to make it grow. I don't sit watching loads of telly in the evening. I haven't done since I started this business. I put time and effort into my business in the evenings. I might work in the evenings. I might use that time to connect with people, follow up, talk to my customers. You know, some sacrifices have to be there if you want to be a big business. Look at people like Alan Sugar, Richard Branson. You know, they haven't just spent a few hours a day or 1 hour a day on their business and got mega rich and mega successful. They have given their life to their business to make sure that it grows in the way that they wanted to be successful like they are now. There is a saying, and you'll hear it said over and over and over again, work for 5 years like no one else would to live a life that nobody else could. And I have seen that in people, in our leaders. I have seen that in people that are up our upline, who are in our wider team, in other people that have been in Scentsy for 10 years, you know, and I can see it happening to us. If you work hard at your business in 5 years, and I referred to it on the recruiting one, that you will build that as you build your way up and you build your front line and always grow out. So when you continue to grow up, you obviously have to keep increasing your team and your front line, the people you personally sponsor. That helps you build a continual income every month. So the work you're putting in now is going to pay you over and over and over again with the team that you have built and the success that you've already got. But you need to keep growing to keep that getting better. Okay? When you become director, when you get to director, if you want to promote further to star or superstar, you need to get some of your own frontline directors. Plus increase your team numbers. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It is all on the workstation if you want to see it. But you have to grow your own directors. Now that means that so I've got Natalie as my frontline director, and she's got Sam as her frontline director. So when you get a frontline director, that team, that director team, breaks off into their own team. So they don't come in my team numbers anymore. They're in my group because they're in my downline. So I have my group, then I have my team, and that's just the people that I'm personally director for, okay? So when you have that break off, you need to make sure you've got a continual growth of frontline to replace that frontline, because I need to maintain my team numbers, okay? And I want to continue to help people grow their business and have a successful business and be the best that they can be by starting their own business and having that passion and helping it grow, okay? So it's important to point that out, that that growth has always got to be there. So Tam, she's been superstar director for a little while now. She's got so many frontline directors, but because loads of people have promoted to directors, she's had to make sure she's continued to grow her frontline. Otherwise, she's got no team numbers and she's not going to get paid at title. She's not going to get paid for any of that work she's put in, because she needs to maintain those numbers, okay? So there will be, like, she's got loads of directors now. There's so many, and she's actually got down to 8 generations, I think. But she needs to make sure that frontline continues to grow, so she's still got a team, okay? It's really important. Okay, I think that might be everything that I've got to say. I think so. So yeah, just go back and revisit the Grow Your Business and Beyond. If you haven't done it, I definitely recommend it. It is really, really useful. This is a great tool. If some things don't quite work for you, you can adapt them. I'll pop it. It is in Crystal Gems. I'll pop it up again as well. But this is really, really helpful for helping you be methodical and create systems for your business. Habits become systems, and systems over time will lead to success, okay? It might be a 1%, like in this Atomic Habits book, he does talk about how, you know, a small change made into a habit and a system can make a small % increase to begin with, but over time, that becomes massive. I do refer to it in the Grow Your Business and Beyond training. I've got no hope of finding it now one-on-one, I'm sure. But it is really, this is really, really one of the best books. Why tiny changes make a big difference. So he refers to, just as an example, I guess. So if you decide you want to start getting fitter and go to the gym, or lose weight and go to the gym, or diet or whatever, you know, you might do a week of at the gym and think, actually, I'm not noticing any changes here. There's no point in me carrying on, and give up, and that's not going to get you anywhere. But there might be a very small change that you can't notice in that first week, and then a slightly more change in the second week, and by week 3, week 4, you're starting to notice those, and over time that improvement is going to get better and better and better. But it's about that activity becoming a habit and letting those small changes build up to big changes, okay? And that's what's needed for your business. I'm so passionate about habits. I think it is one of the biggest things you need to consider, but that training will really, really help you. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Can't believe we finished this this training already, but it was, some of it is quite basic, but some of it is to help people think about all the different elements of the business and how they need to incorporate all of those together. So your recruitment, your PRV, your parties, and also knowing where you want to go, having those dreams in place, understanding the compensation plan and what it can do for you, pulling all of those bits together to make sure you do grow your business and get to where you want to be, because I cannot wait for the day to see every single one of you hit director and superstar director. Okay, it has been amazing. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for seeing it through. And if there's anything you think on the back of this that might be helpful in terms of future training, just let me know. Okay, so thanks guys, see you later.